Hi class, this is a video specifically to walk you through your final project. A lot of you have given us feedback that you like these videos, so I want to make one specifically for your final project. So to find anything regarding your final project, you go to our course, and I'm going to share my screen with you now and show you what you do. I put everything in one place for you. And so if we go to our course here, if you go to the bottom, you're going to see Final Project 2020. Obviously, there's more on my screen because I have information from past semesters as well. And so the video I make here, I'm going to put the recording at the very top, and I'm going to walk you through the final project. Now, what I need you to know is that it's due December 11th, which is we have some time right now, and we cut off the modules a few days earlier to give you some time specifically to finish up your final project. Now, if you have a lot of final projects, you know your class load, you might want to finish this final project before the last week in December. You can kind of, like a lot of aspects of this course, plan what works for you this semester. It's a very unique semester with time management especially. And so I'm putting the video here for you. And what you're going to do is, this paper, this document is the final project guidelines. Everything you need to know about the final project is on this document right here. So if you open it up, I'll walk you through what it is and add in some of my own explanation. So the final project guidelines. For this final project, think about the aspects of character education we've covered in this course. It will be covering soon in upcoming modules. What could you develop to use in your own classroom or school? So each final project has two parts. One, you're going to develop something either by yourself, in a partnership, or in a group. It's up to you. That's usable in your classroom. That could be in 2 years, that could be in 3 years, that could be next semester, that could be this semester. It's really up to you. And then the second part of it is a one-page reflection on the rationale. So if you're working in a group, the one page would be for the entire group. We don't want to overwork you with this project. We want you to leave this course with something usable with character education, and I'll go into it more here. So you can work individually, in pairs, in groups up to 3, and really do what's best for you. In past semesters, some students started out working in a group and said, oh my gosh, it was so much harder to plan around everyone's schedule that I would have just rather done it by myself. So figure out what works for you. And then you're going to fill that out in the next document I go over. So there's a couple parts of this. I want you to sign up for your topic by October 26th. So that means the next time an assignment's due after this week, so this week's module starts on the 20th, the 26th of October, you're going to just fill out your name, email, what topic you want to do, and if you want to work in a group by yourself or with a pair. And after you sign up for that, you're going to email your idea to me by November 1st. And I'm going to talk to Dr. DeRoche about these ideas, and we're going to either approve them. We approve most of them. We're going to either approve them or say, you know what, have you thought about maybe going this direction? So here are the topics that we've covered. And if there's something that you want to do a project on surrounding the topic of character education that I didn't mention here, please just reach out because I'm very flexible. Again, it's something you can use in your classroom. So peer mediators, morning meetings, social emotional learning, civic education, character education, state and national mandates, emotional intelligence, social skills, 21st century skills. Okay, and then we have things that we're going to be covering in the upcoming modules, which you can obviously select if you think they sound interesting, and then just come up with your idea in a few weeks. Assessing character education, we're going to be talking about tools and surveys and qualitative and mostly quantitative ways you can actually assess what your classroom and school might need. Parental involvement with character education, we're going to be talking about and learning about a parent university that one school does. That's in an upcoming module, but you can definitely select that topic by the 26th. Authentic learning, we're doing that very soon. Service learning, project-based learning, which you probably learned about in your other classes as well, but how that relates to character education. And the gurus in education. Who are the gurus? I believe that's our last module. So an example of something you could develop is a lesson plan for I said restorative circle, it could be restorative circle or morning meeting. or dialogue circle. We talked a little bit about morning meetings. So if you choose this as your final project, it could include something like this, a flow of a morning meeting, like teacher does this, then this, then this, then this. Something like a substitute could even follow, if that makes sense. And then elements and thoughts behind how you would seat the students in the circle, how would they greet each other, how would you establish classroom norms, where would you hang the norms, etc. Means like, when would you start this? Would it be the first week of school, the first day of next semester? Maybe you can make it a virtual one. The reason you would create something like this is that you can do it in your own class, but you can also share with a colleague and say, hey, what if we have the same group of kids that do morning meeting in every class? You see how this can actually accentuate your learning. And then a one-page reflection. I just want to hear your voice about how often would you do it. There's a lot of choices you will make as a teacher or co-teacher of your classroom regarding these strategies that I want to hear what those choices are. So how often would you do them? How would they fit into your lesson plans? Are they in the beginning, middle, end? How long? How do they transfer into a student's success in life outside of your classroom? So why are you doing this in the classroom? And what about the students that don't want to participate in these character education strategies? What about the student that doesn't want peer mediation, or the student that just isn't into SEL? So having those contingency plans is really powerful to be prepared when it happens in the classroom, or if it happens. Hopefully not, but you know. So again, the purpose of the project is to create something you can use. So choose a topic that when we learned about it, you're like, oh wow, that's really something I could do in my classroom. Like for me, peer mediators is something that I wish I would have done, because I learned about it after I've gotten into higher education. And if I could go back, I would have definitely done peer mediators. And so I would have chosen that. So, okay. And in the bottom, it says, email me with your initial thoughts. So after you sign up, you're going to email me and I'll go over that about your thoughts. I'm going to approve it or not approve it after collaborating with Dr. DeRoche. You can also schedule a virtual one-on-one meeting with me. Other semester students would come in on campus and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? And usually everything kind of went through. But if you are a little bit unsure of something you want to schedule virtual, that's fine. Okay. So that's kind of the everything final project. Now here's where we go into the steps. Next, and I did it in order for you, final project topic sign up. So sign up with a topic by October 26th. You're going to want to go on this document sooner rather than later, because students are going to get to choose groups and you kind of don't want to be left out because you didn't log on and put your name in your topic. I wanted to have groups chosen on what topic you're interested in, not necessarily on who you want to work with best. You're welcome to sign up if you know you want to work with Rory. Then you're welcome to kind of collaborate with her and say, hey, what are you going to pick? Let's choose the same thing together. That's fine. But I wanted to make these groups really based on the interest of the students, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to approve them with Dr. DeRoche by November 1st or not. It's really not that hard to get approved. We just want to make sure that you're on the right direction. So then you're going to click on this link. You can do this right now. And it is a Google Doc I made. And I put your names. I thought a little bit about how logistically this was going to work. And I thought it was easier. There's 14 of us. I just put your first names. And so let's say that I am Ariel. I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to fill in. You're all collaborators. And topic. Okay. The topic list is found on the final project description document. We were just in that. Remember that document? It's right here. Guidelines. And I'm going to look through and I'm going to look at these topics. Okay. And remember, if there's a topic that I didn't pick out and you want to do, or something in character education you've heard of, then feel free to kind of run it by me. So let's see. I think assessing character education sounds interesting to me. I know we haven't done it yet, but we will. So I'm going to choose that one. And you would type it in here. And okay, if Ariel's someone that is kind of like, you know what, I'm just going to do this on my own. It's fine. I have a busy work schedule and I have a lot of commitments at home and I don't want to collaborate with virtual meeting times and stuff. She could just put solo, thanks. Email address, I know your email addresses. This is more for if like you want to work in a group and your classmates want to reach out and talk to you. This I'll approve by November 1st. Now let's say, I'm assuming most of you might be like group. Okay. Now let's say Ariel says, well, I haven't really spoken to anyone, but I know that I want to work with someone else that wants to do assessing character education. And then the next day, let's see, Sophia logs on and says, assessing character education sounds interesting. Here. And she would say group or partner. If you talk behind the scenes with someone and you're like, hey, let's work together and just break it off at 2 people, you can set that up, that's fine. And so what I'd like you to do then is kind of keep looking at this document. And so Ariel and Sophia know they need a 3rd person, they're gonna wait. If no one else signs up, then I want them to, if you look here, reach out to your classmates using the email addresses provided. A lot of you know each other anyway, but reach out to each other and form groups, kind of be like, hey, do you all wanna work together? And then once you get a group form, I'm going to leave this up to you. If you're not comfortable forming your own group, I can definitely help. But I thought, you know what, you can probably form your own groups at this point based on your topic. And then you're going to label it in the same color. So Ariel and Sophia email each other and say, yeah, this is great. They're going to highlight this and make it a color. So they're going to say, okay, we are set for a group. You can do it better than I did, but that's the way. So I know that Sophia and Ariel are working together. Now let's say Arlene says, oh, they might need a 3rd, and that's kind of a neat topic. Or maybe no one else, you see, and then so on and so forth. Then I'm going to look at this and I'm going to see that they're a group. Then there's probably going to be a blue group, then a green group, then a yellow group, and then maybe Isaiah, hope you don't mind me using your name, says, I'm just going to work alone. I can work better alone anyway. I have a lot of commitments this semester. He just puts solo, and this forms. So by October 6th, 26th, I'm just asking that you put your name and a topic. And then I might come in and kind of rearrange some things, meaning asking, I might email these 2 students and say, do you mind if a 3rd jumps in your group? We're going to have this worked out by the 26th. Okay, I hope that's not too confusing for you. And then by November 1st, you would have emailed me, and let's say Ariel and Sophia email me and say, hey, we're looking at making a blah, blah, blah for blah, 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 because blah, 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 fill in the blah, blah, blahs with academic information. And I might be emailing back and forth for a while and saying, okay, that sounds good. So I've spoken to these 2 students. And then on November 1st, yes, means that they can manage their own time to figure out how to get it done by December 11th. Okay. Once it's a yes, you're ready to rock and roll. And based on your own schedules, figure it out. Obviously, most of the meetings, if not all, would be virtual or phone calls, or you can just divide up the tasks and do that together. Okay, how are you graded? Here's the rubric. And you can look at that on your own, but it's pretty simple. Okay. And then let's say 2 students say, you know what, we have a really hectic December, really hectic. We're going to finish this up by November 15th. Okay. They finish up the project. Where do they submit it? Right here. This is all in one place. If 3 students are working, and I lay this out here as well, you submit it here. Submit everything here. If you need to email me any parts, okay, but I'd rather have it in Blackboard. 1 student per group can submit with all the names, that's fine. I can manually enter grades in Blackboard. That's really it. And so again, everything is in this tab. I'll have the video of this recording here, guidelines, group sign up. You have a little bit over a week. figure out, look at who needs what. If you want to work on your own, just go for it. Final project rubric, and then submit by December 11th. Good luck. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll be seeing you. Okay.